Hey everyone, welcome to episode 365, Dog Love. Welcome to the Harmony in the Home podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Hutchison. I'm a counselor, a life coach, and most importantly, an imperfect mom doing this work right along with you. And my goal on our podcast is to go from chaos to calm, feel less frazzled, and have more fun within your four walls to have more harmony in your home. So, you know I love to give you titles that make you keep listening. They're called hooks. I used to do it when I was teaching. I would come out and I would be wearing a clown wig and the kids would be like, what's going on? So if it works for 6-year-olds, it's going to work for all of us. So before we get into dog love, I want to talk to you about British swim school. I know, it's crazy. When Grady was younger, we had a pool, and the house that he was born in, the house that we're in now, both houses had pools. And so we were super, super nervous because 2-year-old boys and drowning was like the leading cause of death. I read that somewhere. Whether it's true or not, or it was just fear-mongering, it worked because I was so scared. So we went to the British swim school. And if you live local to me, the British swim school in our area is amazing. I'm friends with the owners. And if you go in there and you mention my name, they will hook you up, Buttercup. So go to thebritishswimschool.com or call them. I can give you their phone number, or you can reach out to me and I can let you know their phone number, or you can Google it in your area. I think they're all over. So they did such a good job with Grady, and I felt so safe and secure after they were done working with him. And it was only a couple of weeks, and they have a lot of different programs. And I thought it was just for kids learning how to swim, but British Swim School has them from tadpole to dolphin, which is so cute. And they even have young adult programs. So whatever your age of your kids are, it's a great way to keep them occupied over the summer and keep them safe. They have so many cute names. It's like they have some for under 3-year-olds, tadpole, swimboree, and seahorse. Hello, how cute is that? Then over 3-year-olds, they have starfish, minnow, and turtle 1. These names, you know me with names. Everything has a name to it. Stroke development, they have turtle 2, shark 1, and shark 2, which is the pre-swim team. Additional programs they have from young adult, and dolphin. Like what? They have stuff for adults. I have a loved one in my family that does not know how to swim, and I am going to let them know about this because they are an adult, but they thought it was too late to learn how to swim when they're an adult. So I'm going to let them know that it's not too late. They can go to the British Swim School, and so can you. So just mention my name, and they are a sponsor of today's podcast, and I thank them so much. Our kids are actually traveling right now internationally. Guess where they are right now? I can't even believe I'm saying these words because I have never traveled internationally other than to the Caribbean, which no shade to the Caribbean. But when I think of international travel, I don't think of the Caribbean. I don't think of like the Bahamas and Jamaica, and which I love the Caribbean, don't get me wrong. But international is where they are right now. The owner's son and my son are in Ireland. Then they're going to go to Scotland, and then they're going to go to England. What? For 2 weeks on a school trip where they bring the Bible with them to international travels. Like, what? I say it out loud. I literally cannot believe it. It's literally the dream trip. And I asked the instructor who put it all together, I said, this is a trip like that everyone would want to go on. He said, that's exactly why I planned it, because this is a trip that I want to go on. So might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I'm so happy for them and praying for them and that they get all of the goodness that God wants them to get from their trip. And I can't wait for him to be home too at the same time. It's really crazy because Dave and I are like half empty nesters with Lily being away in college. And whenever Grady goes even for a sleepover, it's like, whoa, this is empty nest soft launching. So we're doing it's a lot easier for laundry and cooking dinners, that's for sure. Okay, so let me get to the topic. This is so good. This is Peter Crone, which I've shared before. He's from The Mind Architect. This has 3.3 million views. I always say that because it's just, the reason why I say that is not because I care about views, but just it resonated with other people too. So it's a great interaction. And you know, I listen to 100 of these before I play one. So I'll let you listen to it. And it's about dogs. And I have 2, and I've never been a dog person, but suddenly I'm a dog person. I've always been a cat person, but everyone in my family except for me is allergic to cats. So I become a dog person, and I love my dogs. And one of the reasons why is because they teach us about unconditional love, which is what I hope we have learned from our podcast about unconditional love. So I'll stop my rambling And you are going to be blown away by this one.
I am currently on a celebration of life road trip with my senior dogs.
You're showing them around America or something? Or
You're making the story longer. Okay. They have been a huge part of my identity for a long time. So they've been with me for almost half of my life. They opened up every possible door for me, including being able to love. I basically walked through life feeling like I couldn't. They're now getting older, and I'm trying to reconcile with their time is coming to an end. It's grief is the underlying feeling.
Yeah.
Tied to fear.
Yes.
Who am I without them?
Got it. You've collapsed grief with your dogs. What's the real grief?
I'll be walking through life alone again without them.
You've lived with your dogs for half of your life. So the illusion you've been living in is what?
I need them to be happy.
Yeah. What did you say about your parents? You said that you weren't not wanted.
I wasn't wanted.
And what do your dogs provide you?
Unconditional love.
Yeah. I get it. You're such a sweetheart. You have no idea what's about to happen for you. And I am so sorry for whatever you went through, and we don't need to go through the details. I got it. I really got what your life must have been like. But you think that you're grieving the potential soon-to-be passing of your dogs. Because they represent what to you?
Everything.
Yeah, but specifically?
Love.
Love. You've got your love collapsed in these two canines. What's it like to walk around as a kid feeling that you're not wanted?
Lonely.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
That might be the tears that you're experiencing.
Yep.
Because they never were expressed, and you just found the comfort, which is beautiful, and it's a coping strategy, and I'm sure those dogs are so grateful for the amount of love that pours out of your veins towards them. Like you're taking on a fucking road trip, you know? Most parents don't even do that for their kids.
The other context to that is that one of them was diagnosed with kidney disease a year ago, and they're not supposed to live past a year, but she did. So I'm basically doing hospice on the road. So it's sort of an everyday in my face.
Of course you are. They're your literal lifeline.
Yeah.
Listen, we attract the things we need to sustain the stories that we're within. It's so LA, isn't it? Oh my God, oof. So what is actually going to be grieved in their passing? What do they represent?
They represent probably the most informative chapters of my life. People have left.
Yeah.
I've had disappointment.
Yeah.
And they've always been there.
Yes. If you live in the world that you're not wanted, you have to have people leave you and certainly reject you. Does everyone understand that? Like, there's no coincidence in the way that your life shows up based on the way that you view life. If I pick up a red pen, I'm not going to get disappointed if it doesn't write in blue. It's pretty obvious. Like, we think we live on planet Earth. No, you all live in a world in here, the space that is the mind, and the world that you live in, based on this story that you assimilated, heard, believed, is that you're not wanted. And so you found, because we have to survive, the primordial imperative of any mammal is to make it, and particularly in the arena of love and acceptance, you found your care providers in the form of Maya, Ava, and Pittsburgh. God bless them, right? But what has the world missed out on? You are love, my dear. Your animals are the beneficiaries of that. But there's a world of 8 billion people out there who could just so benefit from some of you. And we get to be the beneficiaries of the things we share, particularly if it's love. You literally are love personified. It's just become so focal because the way that you survived is this is where I feel
safe,
wanted,
loved.
accepted. And if I look through the lens of I'm not wanted, then nobody else can provide that. This is why there's so much significance about their potential passing or their pending passing. Because when they're gone, you're left with the very thing that you used as a mechanism to draw them in, which is who you are is
not wanted.
Not wanted. Shit. That's what you're sad about. Is it true that who you are as a vibrational, timeless, boundless, limitless being is not wanted?
It is not.
So if you weren't living in this confining, suffocating prison called I'm not wanted, how might you feel in the world?
More capable, more vibrant, full of love.
I don't know, they sound pretty good off the bat.
Yeah.
And I'm not diminishing the connection you have with your dogs. I'm sure it's beautiful and you've had all this fun and I hope you have an epic journey wherever you're going. But it's not over there with them. That's the lie. Where are they, by the way?
They are at a very stylish Spanish studio, Airbnb.
You're actually getting massages as we speak. I love my dog. He died. And I cried and it was beautiful. But it wasn't because he represented a world that wasn't available to me in his absence. You're suffering because you're suffocating your own love. So my invitation to you is, yes, enjoy your trip. Love on these animals as much as you can. But maybe start to share some of that with other people. The world just got more loving.
Wasn't that good? Oh, I just love everything Peter Crone says because he always says it in a way that I'm like fist pumping as I'm listening to it. I'm like, I have to get this on the pod immediately. Yes, I have to say pod because podcast is too many syllables. So, I love the comments because what he's pretty much saying is she has had pain in the past. This speaker, they don't say her name. Let's just say her name's, she looks like a Susie to me. Can you imagine if I was right? So imagine if I read in the comments and it's someone named Susie and she's like, that's me. That was me. Thank you so much. You helped me with my breakthrough. But let's say her name is Susie because she looks like a Susie to me. Or a Leslie. I'm going to say Susie. I always try to guess. This is such a weird game I do. Especially, it kind of breaks the ice with pickleball when I start playing pickleball with someone that I don't know. Because it's weird. When you do open play at these parks, you just walk up and there's a paddle up and your paddle's up and all of a sudden you have a partner with a stranger. So I always try to break the ice by, obviously I say my name and I say, my name happens to rhyme with the town that I live in. So I always tell them that. And that's like a little opening joke. So you can't forget my name that way. Ha ha ha. And the town that I play pickleball isn't really close to the town that I live in because it's near Grady School. And Grady School is not close to my house, which is a whole nother story. But we love his school. I always say I'd ride my bike with him on my back because we love his school so much. But it's not close. So they're always like, what are you doing playing over here? I'm like, well, it's a long story after I drop them off. Anyway, so I always try to guess the person's name before they tell me their name. I go, let me guess. You look like and I'm literally wrong 100% of the time. I've never guessed a name right. But I always, for some reason, it's such a dumb game. It sounds so weird saying it out loud. But it really does help break the ice because between the rhyming of my name and like telling where I'm from and why I'm like driving all the way out here, but I'm not really driving all the way out there. It's right next to Grady School. I kind of explain that. That's an opening line that kind of like breaks the not tension, but just awkwardness of the newness because you're like warming up and nobody knows each other's names. Anyway, and so I said I'm trying to guess. I guess the opponent's names too, and unless I already know them, because a lot of people play at the same people play at the park every day. So I always try to guess their name, and they're like, "Okay, go for it." They kind of look at me like I'm crazy. It kind of like introduces my crazy side early on. Okay, so I think she looks like a Leslie or a Susie. So I'm going to go with Susie because I would say Susie more than Leslie. And I know I'm wrong because I've been wrong. How much percentage? 100% of the time, but I still play the game. I do it more for an icebreaker than I do for actually hoping that I'll be right. One of these days I have to be right? I do it with servers too sometimes. I'll have the kids guess before the server comes up. Or like they'll get our drink order and then I'm like, I don't think he or she said their name. Let's guess their name. So we try to guess and we're usually wrong. No, actually we're always wrong. One time, this is crazy, we were pulling into a Chick-fil-A and as I'm pulling in, before I even saw if it was a boy or a girl greeting us, I said, I feel like the person taking your name is going to be named Mario. It was a really unique name like that. It wasn't like John or Paul. And then we pull up and he goes, hi, I'm Mario. And we literally lost our ever-loving mind. So I think that's where it all stemmed from. Okay, so what he's really saying is she has learned from past trauma and pain that she cannot trust and cannot give her love to adults or grown-ups or humans in general because they will hurt her in return. So, and that is very painful. So the brain locks that, kind of tracks it and says, this is going to hurt if you engage with this person. So then she shut herself off. So it's like everyone has this faucet of love just flowing out of all of us. Think about a baby, think about a toddler. They are just love, 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 love. That's why we always say, stranger danger. We try to a kid does not have discernment. A little kid, like a toddler, they love all humans. Sometimes they have a sixth sense, like, that guy seems a little sus, that girl seems a little sus. But for the most part, they will hug strangers. Especially if you're an extroverted toddler, they will hug everybody because all they know is love. And so we are all like that at our core. But as we grow up and as we learn and as we grow and as we have pain and as we have people that betray us and hurt us or abuse us or just neglect us, we learn that people are not safe. And so she shut off that faucet of love, it sounds like completely, and she gave all of that faucet of love into her dogs. And so her dogs are her everything and her safe place. She doesn't have a safe place outside of her dogs. So the thought of losing her dogs is causing all this anxiety and all this hoopla, so to speak, of traveling the world and showing them the world, because this faucet is just on full blast right now. And like he said, it's like, it's still going to be very sad, but you just have to know the motivation behind your love is because you've shut off this other faucet. It's kind of like if you turn on the hot and cold water at the same time, the water will come out pretty strong, but then you shut off one side, it doesn't come out as strong, but it's still coming out. But when you turn on both on full blast, I'm thinking about my bathtub. Like if I turn on one, it's like, whoa. If I turn on both full blast, I am getting sprayed in the face because it's coming out so hard that it's hitting down in the bottom of the pool, and then it's coming up and like kind of sprinkling on my face. So that's the same thing with our love, and what her love is what she's doing, what Leslie's doing, this made up person, the made up name, I mean, she's not a made up person. She is using just one side of her faucet. And so what he's encouraging her is that, yes, it's important to love them, but what you're doing is you're shutting off love from so many other people that can benefit from it, because you have this narrative running of people hurt me, so I will not open up myself and be vulnerable to people. And not only is she hurting herself because she only has one faucet open, she's depriving all of those people that can get her love. And she just was radiating so much love from her heart. So I love reading the comments because the comments are always so spot on. Marie says, he cuts through every limiting belief plane that we carry and repeat again and again until we really see the illusion and learn that love is our nature and always available when we rise to that belief. 302 likes, now 303 thanks to me, 51 weeks ago. It's still getting likes because it's so true. She's cut off that side of the faucet, and that's why it's so painful, because she's thinking, if I lose these animals, I'm going to shut off the faucet altogether. And when we're not emoting love, then we're hurting ourselves in the process. So that's why it feels so painful to lose her dogs, because she's going to feel like the faucet's been shut off completely. Scott says, dog spelled backwards is God, the inventor of unconditional love. Oh, 299 likes. Mike dropped there, Scott Stone. Ann says, that was intense. May need to watch again before I can really wrap my head around that. You have pulled 0 punches for her, which I generally appreciate. Nicole says, it's difficult to love humans sometimes. There is something about loving a dog that's completely effortless. It's a different kind of love. He wouldn't say the same if he was losing her child. My dog was my baby girl, a child to me that never grew up and moved out. The only difference is we don't expect our children to go before us. We know our dogs don't have very long. It doesn't make it any less difficult. Oh, that's so true. The thought of losing my dogs, like I can't even think about it. And like double the grief is like the kids. I worry about the kids almost as much as I worry about myself. I like this. She says, Tea Leaf says, we attract what we fear, including rejection and abandonment. With curiosity, walk into a room, an event, your day, with curiosity and honesty, with awareness, and do an experiment. I believe others believe I am not successful, that I am a disappointment and embarrassment. They are angry with me, or I make them feel uncomfortable in my sadness, my depression, my complicated life. And watch, like a magic show, all of the above show up. Then practice shift. Walk into those same spaces, head held high, saying in your head, I am earthly and I matter, and even my pain matters. I am open and approachable. I am enough. I have value. And watch the energy shift. We attract, see, hear, and what we fear, what we project. We are magnets. We are powerful beyond measure. Our every thought creates vibration. Change the way we look at things, and the things we look at change. Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? Let me say that again. Sounds like a quote. Change the way we look at things, and the things we look at change. Oh, that's so true. When we truly love someone, or even a pet, a place, or a treasured object, we are not only loving what stands before us, we are also loving who we become in their presence. That's so true. Thank you, Charles. We love the version of ourselves that is softened by them, awakened by them, steadied by them, or made more whole because they exist in our lives. That is why loss hurts so deeply. We are not merely grieving their absence. We are grieving the self we knew through loving them. But grief can deceive us. It can make us believe that because the beloved is gone, that part of us is gone as well. It is not. The capacity to love, to care, to be gentle, loyal, devoted, and fully alive still remains within us. What we loved in ourselves has not died. It has only lost the place where it most easily came alive. And now, and so, in our sorrow, we must remember this. We are still worthy of love, including our own. Everyone deserves to be loved without condition, especially those who are willing to offer that same kind of love in return. Charles, you could work for Hallmark. Isn't that good? And it also teaches our kids that what unconditional is all about, because we're going to model that for them over and over and over and over and over, and show them what love feels like, so then they go out and they seek that type of love because it feels so natural and so open and so familiar to them. And so that's what I hope this whole podcast has been about for the last 365 episodes, is showing that we not only project out what we want, we also attract it into our lives. And we have to be conscious of our narratives that we're playing within our heads, because when we're conscious of our narratives, we are going to draw that into our lives with our kids, with everyone outside our four walls, and within our four walls. But if we do the work within our four walls first, it makes the work outside of our four walls so much easier. And the joy of that is that, yes, you're more vulnerable with people within your four walls, but that's the hardest work you're ever going to do. And it becomes like child's play when you leave your four walls. And in the end, everybody has a lot more harmony in the home. And then your kids will grow up and they will create a home that has a lot of harmony in it. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Hey mamas, thanks for listening. If you had any ahas, clicks, or those lightning bolt moments while listening, you have to check out my free parenting bootcamp, where we take all of this to the next level and we try to create even more awakenings for ourselves so that we can connect more with our kids and never yell at them again. You can sign up at www.coachingkelly.com. And if you really want to fill up my love cup, send me an email of what your aha was, what your click was, what was that lightning bolt moment while you were listening. I want nothing more in life than for you to have harmony in your home and to learn how to be an imperfect mom like me, which allows your kids to be imperfect too, each and every day. Thanks for listening.